Are you afraid of speaking in public? First of all, let me assure you and say to you that you are not alone. Most people actually are very afraid of speaking in public, but many people also overcome it and they learn how to work through it. And because I want you to have doors opened up to you that will create opportunities, that will take you places that aren't available if you don't get over your fear, I want to give you 10 ways today to overcome your fear of public speaking. In this episode, I'm going to tell you about 10 different ways to overcome your fear of public speaking. You might not need them all, and that would be just great. Or maybe you'll just use one or two of them. I'll tell you, though, that in this episode, how to overcome your fear of public speaking. And after you've learned some new tricks, I hope that you will never, ever be afraid again. So let's get started. First of all, what I noticed about my own fear is that I was too concerned about me. I would get up and feel like I needed to be so perfect. Was my hair okay? Was my makeup okay? Were the words coming out in the way that I wanted to? And after a while, I realized just how much I was making the whole thing about me. In fact, I put myself on the pedestal instead of putting my audience on the pedestal. And this was not right. And once I learned to put my audience up on the pedestal and I was kind of secondary, it changed everything for me in terms of the way I felt about public speaking. It was an incredible mindset shift that I made to help me overcome my own fear of public speaking. Well, let's get started with some other tips that I can give you that might actually help you overcome your fear as well. The first one is just to practice. The more you practice public speaking, the more confident you're going to become. You don't have to start with your colleagues or anything. You can just start practicing in front of the mirror or with your friends, or even record yourself and then listen to your speech to identify any areas of improvement. As things come up at work and you are offered some new opportunities to speak, take one or two, take the risk and just try it. Hopefully it will be something short and you can give your first public speaking appearance with your colleagues and just see how you feel. All right, the second one, do some positive self-talk. Replace those negative thoughts. And believe me, I know what those negative thoughts can be. They can just kill us through the day. All these tapes running through our heads. Replace those, though, with some positive ones. Tell yourself that you're capable of giving a great speech and that you are going to do well. Thirdly, breathe. Right before you do give a presentation, take some nice deep breaths, close your eyes, and ground yourself in breath. Pay attention to where you feel your breath, and just take some inhalations in, some and exhalations out, and just give yourself some time to relax and ground yourself before you give your speech. It'll definitely help calm your nerves and reduce your anxiety. Fourth, use visualization. Visualize yourself giving a successful speech. Imagine that the audience is listening attentively and giving you a standing ovation. Wouldn't that be cool? Number 5, be sure to prepare. Prepare very, very thoroughly because preparation is key to giving a successful speech. And if you research your topic thoroughly and practice your speech with a lot of confidence, you will be able to do that in front of people as well. Number 6, start with a strong opening. I cannot tell you how important it is to say something that grabs your audience attention immediately and helps them or gives them a reason to listen to you. If you start with your name and who you are and where you work and do that sort of thing, that's a little bit boring. Rather, start with something like a really interesting a question or a statistic or a quote or something, and it's going to help you feel so much more confident. Yeah, it could be a joke, it could be a story, or even a startling fact. But the idea here is to open with something that will make your audience really want to listen to you. Number 7, engage the audience. Now, this is harder than you think because it really requires you to know who you're speaking to. You might want to consider thinking about your audience way before you even create a presentation for them. You want to know exactly who and what is important to the people you are speaking to. Then you can engage them by asking them questions or using stories that are relevant to them. I often talk to my clients about giving an example of having children. And every child has a different personality, right, in your family. And if you want them to do something, you probably ask them in different ways. Each one of them has something that's more important to them. So that's the way you think about your own audience. You engage them based on what you know is important to them. You can also make eye contact, use gestures, ask questions, and this will definitely help you feel so much more connected to the audience and reduce your anxiety. Okay, number 8, focus on your message. Focus on delivering your message rather than worrying about how you look or how the audience is reacting. When I gave you my example before, I was focusing on me as opposed to what my message is and how can I impart the information that I know better than anybody in the audience. How can I impart that to them to make it interesting and they'll be able to understand it? Remember that you have valuable information to share and that the audience is there to learn from you. All right, number 9, get feedback. Ask someone you trust to watch your speech and provide some feedback. Another idea is to see if you can't get your speech or presentation recorded so that you can go back and listen yourself, because this is going to help you identify areas of improvement and should really build your confidence when you know that you are doing some things really well, but here are some other ideas for improvement. Number 10, join a public speaking group, something like Toastmasters. This can be so good because others in a Toastmasters group, for example, are there and in the same boat as you. They fear public speaking, they want to get better, and this group will help you practice your public speaking in this really, really supportive environment. You'll get feedback and support from each other, and you'll build confidence over time. I didn't start, but I was in a Toastmasters group when I first started to overcome my own fear, and it really, really helped. Standing up and speaking requires a whole lot of courage because it involves putting yourself in a rather vulnerable position. You have to be willing to share your thoughts and ideas with others, knowing that you may get some criticism or some rejection. And this really takes courage and a willingness to take risks. But hopefully one of these ideas will help you overcome your fear of public speaking. Do you do something other than what I have said to overcome your fear of public speaking? I'd love to hear. Please post it in the comments below. And if you like this episode, please hit the like button and subscribe button below because I have lots more tips and strategies coming your way, and I would love to share them with you.